Hey folks, hope everything is going well with all your t-shirts, t-shirt dreams, projects and endeavours. Well, today I wanted to talk about a style of t-shirt graphic. And the style of t-shirt graphic I want to talk about is a vintage, faded, retro California kind of t-shirt graphic, which you guys have probably seen around before. So if you look here at this t-shirt, and just hold on a sec, just going to pull in a little closer here, and there you can see that it has a very worn, faded style on the print there. And of course this isn't actually worn away, it's just made to look like this to give it that kind of vintage feel. And there is a way to achieve this look just by using Adobe Photoshop. Now I know it may seem difficult, but I'm just going to show you how really easy it is to do on the computer and be neat, but get it in that really nice faded retro feel also. I'm going to go through a couple of these so you can just see what I'm talking about. So if you look at this one, I mean, just a really awesome, kind of vintage look. And this one has kind of got that collegiate style going on, but there's something they do to the text to give it that really awesome old look. Let's have a look at where this one's from. Just picking up the shirt and having a look at the tag here. So it's Primark in Dublin, Ireland, and manufactured in Madrid, Spain. So that's Santa Monica, California, Dublin, Ireland, Madrid, Spain. Kind of a weird collection of places. And just looking at the previous other shirt. Oh, it's the same. Santa Monica, Dublin, Madrid. Cool. Well, I'm going to go to the next one, and you can see this one. California Cool, South Beach Surf State Co. Vintage 1972. Now your shirt doesn't have to say this, of course. Your t-shirt can say whatever you want it to say. It can say, rock and roll bar surf shack. It doesn't have to be Californian either. It could be something that could be dealing with your own part of town or your city. The old match factory, the old dispensary, that sort of thing. The old town hall where history is today, or something like that. You can basically make up anything you like. That's the great thing about doing these t-shirts, is that you can take something that's supposed to be one thing and totally do it another way to reach your niche, or to say something to the people that you are trying to reach. And it can be really kitschy. But in this tutorial today, I'm just talking about the look and feel of the faded style, which just gives a really dynamite vintage look. You know what I mean. And actually, I think there's another one here, Santa Monica 1984. And there's a really nice surf graphic here. So, you could have something saying anything you want, any place, but the faded style just gives it that vintage, authentic look. This one here, Oceanside, California style. This one's got a really nice, neat, faded finish, but still has the authentic feel going on. And let's have a look here about where this one's at. On the tag it says Marks and Spencer's, Chester, UK, made in Cambodia. So that's Oceanside, Chester, Cambodia. Okay, I'm going to show you how this is done, okay? So here we go. We are going to go designing. Hey people, so now we are in the design portion of our video. So today we're going to do text-based design, but you can use exactly the same things, exactly the same skills to apply the faded look to images too. And today I'm going to try to capture some of that retro Californian collegiate style with the design. And so I have this font installed on my system called All Star, and you can see straight away it's really in that collegiate style. But obviously we're going to do some stuff to this to get that vintage look. This is just something I came up with. Here we go. Dream multiplied by 1 million equals chaos. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to say, if you want to find this font, it's really easy. All you need to do is head over to dafont.com. That's DAFONT.com, and you can download it there for free. I'll add a link to the comment section of this video. Now, here's the text laid out as I want it. If you want tips on typography and layout stuff, then you can check out some of my other videos on my channel where I kind of go through all that. Okay, so I just kind of stole this quote from the architect Le Corbusier, the modernist guy, after I read it in another book called Los Angeles, the Architecture of Four Ecologies by Reyner Banham. And anyway, Banham mentions this quote because he disagrees with Le Corbusier and thinks that in Los Angeles there are more than 1 million people living their individual dreams, and it is not actually chaos at all. He actually thinks the Californian dream is being spread around the world. What he says exactly is, I've got it here, Los Angeles cradles and embodies the most potent current version of the great bourgeois vision of the good life in a tamed countryside, and that more than anything else I can perceive is why the bourgeois apartment houses of Damascus and the villas of Beirut look the way they do. Which is basically saying that the rich houses in Damascus and Beirut look like the homes in the Hollywood Hills. So it's more like Los Angeles, Damascus, Beirut instead of Oceanside, Chester, Cambodia. Anyway, this is the text I am using for my Californian style t-shirt graphic, but you can use whatever text you want. Now, the first thing I want to do is to create a background colour by adding a new layer, as I want my text to go on a nice yellow shirt. And it's also important because what is going to happen next is that we are going to be making a layer mask that is going to take out some of the colour from our text, and we want to make sure that the bits it takes out are yellow and not white to give it that authentic faded effect. So we click Make New Layer, choose the colour, and then fill the layer using the Paint Bucket tool. Okay, so let's bring that layer to the back by clicking and dragging below the text layer. Now we are going to need a texture to get that faded look to our text here. And I like to use a rust texture, but you can use anything you want, concrete, wood, aged paper, anything really. And it's good to try a few out to see what you like, see what works. And in my experience, I found that the rust looks really good. So I've got an image of a rust surface on my clipboard now, and I'll just paste it onto my document here and resize it by hitting Command T to fill the document. I grabbed this image from online and it's free to use, so I'll post the link in the description section of this video if you want to use it. Now we have our texture in place, we need to desaturate it by clicking on Image, Adjustments, Desaturate, which pulls all of the colour out of the image. And then go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. Now you can see this image is very grey with the chart here highest over the midtones. What we need is a more contrasting image with sharp blacks and whites. So just shift the sliders until you get something more like this. And I'd advise you to try to keep on the lighter side with more white, as we are going to be using this as a mask. So it's the black areas that are where the image will be covered, and the white areas where it will show through. So you need to avoid greys as this won't get that nice clean faded style. You need to then copy the whole thing, hit Command A to select all, edit, copy, and Command D to deselect. Then click back on your text layer and come down to the bottom of the bar and click New Vector Mask. OK. So you've got your texture on your clipboard. Now press Alt and click onto the vector mask and paste it on and deselect. If you then click back on the top layer and make it invisible, voila, you can see the faded text look coming through. Now to adjust the style, you can unlink the vector mask and move it around or scale it to change how it looks. So I'll just move it around a bit and scale it slightly. And yes, I'm happy with that. Well, it's as simple as that, guys. This is a good, quick way to get the effect. And you can also use the exact same technique for images. So maybe pull in some graphics that will fit in with the vintage, faded, retro California style for your shirt. And you can experiment with different textures, different levels in the image, different scales, and you will get unique results every time. So for the final step, I'm going to bring this onto a blank t-shirt to show you just how good this really looks. Before that, I'm just going to change the colour of the text to a nice blue, which will really fit in with my design. I also need to turn the text into an image by right-clicking on the text layer and selecting Rasterize. And lastly, right-clicking on my layer mask and selecting Add Mask. Then I have my template here with my yellow colour already added, and I'll just drop this on. And there you have it, folks, your vintage, faded, retro Californian t-shirt graphics. And you could even go out, buy some blank t-shirts from one of the chains we saw at the start, you know, Primark or Asda or something. Keep the tags on the shirt, get your design printed on and put them back in the store. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and please subscribe to my channel for more design demos and tutorials. Until next time.